Alright, you guys, as all of you know, we just got to see the Rams play against the 49ers, and they came out victorious in San Francisco, which means the Rams swept the 49ers this year. This is huge considering the loser of this game probably wasn't going to make the playoffs, so the Rams winning this game puts them in a great position right behind the Seattle Seahawks, and they still have to play against them, which means their future really is in their own hands. I think the Rams are a better team than the Seahawks, and I don't think many people would disagree with that. I like the Rams' offense more, and I also like their defense more, especially with what they just showed us. And as long as they can keep playing like they currently are, I promise you nobody wants to see this team in the playoffs. But considering what they just did, going into San Francisco and playing great defense and showing us they can win in multiple ways, I wanted to go into the film, break it down, and really show you how they were able to have so much success. But before we get into that, I've got to tell you about the sponsor of this video, MyBookie. Now, I'm sure you've probably seen a lot of videos about MyBookie before, or you might have even used MyBookie before, but I'm not up here just trying to sell you on something or make any money. I actually use MyBookie quite a bit, and you can see by some of these winnings on the screen right here. I bet on Oregon to win, I bet on South Carolina to win, and I also bet on the Bills to beat the 49ers by more than 6.5. And as you can see, they're all wins, and they all actually made me quite a bit of money. So if you know anything about football and you take bets smart, you can make some money. And what's so great about MyBookie right now is that they're actually offering a 50% deposit match up to $1,000. So if you deposit $100, you'll get $150 in your account. If you deposit $200, you'll have $300 in your account, etc., etc. But the only way to actually get this is if you use my code right here, TAPEANALYSIS, when you sign up, or if you use the first link in the description. So if you want to get extra money in your account whenever you deposit, use my code TAPEANALYSIS when you sign up, or just use the first link in the description. And as always, thanks to MyBookie for sponsoring this video. Alright, so now that we've got that out the way, let's go ahead and start with the Rams defense and what they were able to accomplish, because I absolutely loved what I saw from them. And if they can keep this type of play up, they really are going to be able to beat anybody they play against going forward. So right here, what we're going to see happen is the 49ers are obviously passing the football. And what I love about this is Kobie Turner ends up getting the sack. He's sitting right here, but when you watch this play, you see that this is a team effort from the whole defensive line. They all do a great job, and it leads ultimately to that sack. So firstly, you're going to see Jared Verse come off the line of scrimmage and absolutely blow up this tackle and drive him into Brock Purdy. That's going to cause Purdy to drift over to his left to try to buy time. And whenever he drifts over to his left, Braden Fiske is also doing a pretty good job driving back his tackle, which causes Brock Purdy to step up in the pocket, where Kobie Turner is waiting on him because the Rams ran a stunt up front where Kobie Turner went under and the other tackle went over, and that allows Kobie Turner to be right there for the sack, and just watch it play out. It works out to perfection. This is how you work together as a defensive line, and it leads to a big-time sack to start the game off. You see Brock Purdy run to his own tackle, and then Kobie Turner is there to make the play. Now, what I want you to do is watch it from the back angle here because you can see it a little bit better. So first off, watch that guy Jared Verse. He's going to blow his tackle off the ball. He is just having an outstanding rookie year. So watch Jared Verse. Boom! Blow that tackle off the ball. Jared Verse gets the sack here if Purdy doesn't step up. And Braden Fiske here is also getting around his tackle, driving him towards Purdy. So when Purdy drifts over this way, he's going to run into his tackle. So watch it here. Purdy tries to move over, runs into his tackle here, has to leave his feet a little bit, and then by that time, this guy took on two blockers because of the stunt, and that left Kobie Turner one-on-one, and he just throws this guy off and comes in and makes that sack. Absolutely outstanding job by the whole defensive line here. This is how you win football games. Now, on this next play here, what you're going to see is the 49ers do a great job against the run as well, which is something they did all night long against a 49ers team that usually does have a pretty solid run game. Isaac Guerendo here is extremely fast, and he's shown a ton of potential this year, so it was extremely promising for me to see this D-line and these linebackers be able to do a good job of containing him and keeping him inside the box and not allowing him to have too many big runs, and that's probably the biggest reason why the Rams won this football game. So right here, all you're going to see the 49ers run is they're going to try to run simple dive. They motion this guy in to get an extra blocker, and they're going to try to run it to the right. So all Isaac Guerendo is looking at here is A gap to B gap to C gap. So he's coming to the A, not there, go to B, not there, go to C. And what you're going to see happen right here is the Rams shut off every single gap for him to run through because they fill in their fits perfectly. So first guy I want you to watch is right here. I want you to watch him close off the A gap right off the snap. He's going to blow that up, take up two blocks, boom. Throws himself in there. Obviously, there's no space to go. So right when he sees this, his eyes go right here to the B gap. And when he looks in the B gap, you see Jared Verse throw off George Kittle and then also drive through the tackle, which takes away that B gap, which causes Isaac Grando to move to the C gap, and when he goes to the C gap, Christian Roseboom is right there waiting for him, blowing up that gap exactly how he is supposed to. And it leads to a 1 yard or no yard gain. This is how you stop the run, and they just do a great job of doing it. So watch it here once again. First, watch 95. Watch him blow up the A gap. It's easy to see it right here. A, B, C. Okay? So watch it. Snap the football. Isaac Grindo's looking at A gap. Boom, looking at the A gap. Obviously, blown up by this guy. Great job. Looks at the B gap. Look what Jared Verse is doing. When he gets to the B gap, Jared Verse, boom, all the way in there, throwing Kittle off. Kittle can't do anything. Blowing through this tight end as well. Absolutely outstanding job to fight through 2 guys at once. And then Kamren Kurl on the outside against this receiver is also doing a good job. He's setting the edge, not allowing Isaac Grindo to get the idea to cut around it, which causes Isaac Grindo to only have one option to push it through the C gap. And then Christian is right there waiting for him, like I said. Blow it up, make the tackle. Exactly what we want. Next play here, and all the 49ers are running is they're running a simple play fake with double slant. So slant here, and Purdy literally just reads this 1 to 2. If this inside guy here squeezes down the slant, then we're going to throw the outside slant. If he drifts out, then we're going to throw the slant underneath and try to fit it in this window. But what you're going to see happen right here is Witherspoon is in straight man coverage with Debo. And what I love about this is Purdy's going to go to his second read, which is Debo, like I said. Get the play fake. Boom. He looks at his 1. Doesn't like it because it's covered. Comes to his 2. That's where he has to go with the ball here. There's a window for it as long as Debo can beat the corner. But Witherspoon doesn't allow that. He's all up in his grill. And when Purdy throws this football, he breaks it up. Doesn't allow Debo to get his hands out there to make the catch. Great freaking defense. I mean, you can't ask for much more than this. Watch Witherspoon the whole time. He reads the slant all the way against a great receiver. And I mean, that is just such high-level corner play. Break it up at the catch point. Great job. Next play here, and once again, I love the scheme, and I also love the way these guys play. So right here, the Rams have 5 guys down. They're going to walk this guy up, get him right here. They have Jared Verse way out on the outside. Obviously, they have 2, Braden Fiske and Kobie Turner in the middle, and they also have Byron Young out here on the outside as well. Super far extended, and all they're going to do here is they're going to get this guy to walk up, act like he's coming to hold this tackle here, but he's actually going to drop off into coverage, so you have an extra guy in coverage, but what that does is it holds him, and it doesn't allow him to help over here with Jared Verse. So Jared Verse is left one-on-one with this guy. Obviously, he's going to blow up this receiver or tight end or whatever it is, and that causes Purdy to step up. And by the time Purdy steps up, he has both of these guys driving the guard and the center back into him, which causes him to have to jump and throw this football, which leads to it being inaccurate and incomplete. He was pressured all night long, so it makes him get the ball out earlier than he should. And he also feels that pressure, which makes him make the throw bad. So watch it here. Stepping up. You got pressure on you from Kobie Turner. You got Jared Verse pressing into you, which causes Purdy to have to kind of jump and throw this ball downward into his offensive lineman, and it leads to an incompletion. This pressure right here, even though it didn't lead to a sack, is what caused the incompletion because it led to a bad throw. And that's why I think pressures are a bigger deal than most people realize. This is great scheme and a great job by the defensive line as a whole. Get pressure on him, make him step up, throw into somebody, makes the throw low and incomplete. Great job. And then, man, just another outstanding job by the defensive line and the secondary to cover it up as well as they did. This is the play that literally won the Rams the game. And all you're going to see happen here is Purdy once again panic under pressure because he's getting pressured all night. All the Rams are doing up front is normal, and they're getting a stunt here. So Byron Young's going to come inside, and then Kobie Turner's going to come over him. That's going to allow a lot of pressure to get there, and it causes Purdy to get the ball out sooner than he should and kind of force something that's not there. So Byron Young comes in, kind of gets in the way of this guy here, so then Kobie Turner can come around him and get to Brock Purdy, and it works out to perfection because by the time Brock Purdy's ready to throw that football, he has pressure all around him, and it ends up being an interception because he throws it into coverage, and Darious Williams comes down with it. Absolutely outstanding job. A lot of pressure leads to, once again, an inaccurate throw and a bad decision, which causes the Rams to win this football game. I mean, you can't ask for much better than this. Braden Fiske is just absolutely blowing his guy up. He's playing great as a rookie. Jared Verse doing the same thing, causing Purdy to step over. And then you have Kobie Turner coming around from the stunt. And I mean, there's just nothing Purdy can do here because there's so much pressure. He has to hurry and get that ball out. Forces something that is not there turnover for the Rams. Now, on this next play here, we're on to the Rams offense, and all I wanted to show you here was a little bit of Matthew Stafford and a little bit of the run game. First, we're going to start with the run game because I think that played a big part in why they won, especially on that last drive where they were able to chew most of the clock out. So right here on the first play, we're going to get Cooper Kupp in motion because we're going to run the ball the opposite way. So get this guy in motion, kind of get everyone's eyes looking this way, and then run the ball the opposite way here. So Kyren Williams here is being patient. He's going to look A, B, C. Just like we saw Isaac Guerrero do earlier against the Rams, we're going to see Kyren Williams do it against the 49ers. And all the blocking looks like, you got the tackle extending out here, you got this guard sitting out here, you got the center working up to a linebacker, you got this guard helping and then getting up to the linebacker as well. You got him coming down the defensive tackle, so you're getting a double team here for a second, and then you're getting this guard up to the linebacker. And then you're going to get the tight end blocking Bosa. You're going to get Jordan Whittington coming around and helping seal that off so Kyren Williams can hit it up here. So what you're going to see happen, I want you to watch it. Just amazing blocking, boom. You see the double team here. Great job getting out in front of him, getting your hands on, and then him working up to the linebacker. You have the center working up to a linebacker. He's sealed off. Jordan Whittington is not scared to get his hands dirty either. He's going to seal this DB off and help seal Bosa off as well. And all Kyren Williams has to do is be patient and wait for this hole. He sees the tiny hole. Just wait for him to drive him a little bit more. Wait for him to push this linebacker out the way. So be patient and then hit it when it opens up. And what you're going to see happen, he does exactly that. Hits it through, breaks an arm tackle, and it leads to a nice 9-yard gain. So I know it's nothing crazy, but when you can get big gashes like this and when you're working a defensive line like this, you're going to have a lot of success. And the Rams have been doing this all year long. Next play here, and we're going to look at a throw from Stafford. I know Stafford didn't have a ton of yardage in this game, but he did make some big-time throws in the second half that allowed the Rams to win, in my opinion. And it starts with this one that I'm going to show you right here. So all we're going to see the Rams do here is they're going to motion Cooper Kupp across to try to help Stafford understand what coverage they're in. Obviously, the Rams are in empty here, so everything is spaced out. So if the Niners leave an open space, Stafford is going to be able to find it. So watch what happens when they motion Kupp. Stafford motions Kupp across, and what you see happen is you see Hufanga pointing over and scooting over, and then you also see this guy following across to go guard Kupp. Now, what you can see here is they have one high safety. This guy is off. This guy is in the middle, like I said, one high safety. This guy is following, so it looks like the 49ers are getting something confused here because they have cover 3 over here, and then they have a man coverage over here. So they could be running some type of cover 3 lock, but if you're running this, you have to have some type of zone, or you have to have man coverage on this side over here on this tight end, or he's going to come wide open on a seam. There's nobody guarding him. And because of that, Stafford notices it extremely quick. He notices they left this area of the field vacant unless somehow Nick Bosa drops in coverage. But even if that happens, I still like the matchup here, and that's what Stafford knows. So he snaps the football and just makes it look easy. He knows pre-snap where he's going, puts it on his receiver's outside shoulder, and it leads to a big gain for a first down. I mean, this is the high-level football that you see veterans doing, reading out a defense, and I love that Sean McVay adds motion because it allows for that to happen. Wide open, in the zone, take it all day long. And then finally, the biggest play of the day by far, a great throw by Stafford and a great route by Puka Nacua. All the Rams are going to run is they have Puka and Cooper Kupp up top. They're going to have Puka on a deep post. So he's going to come out, act like he's extending out, and then cut across on a deep post. And then Cooper Kupp is just going to come underneath him on a deep dig. And all that does is put this safety right here in conflict. So if he flat-foots and drives down the dig, we're going to throw the post over his head in one-on-one coverage. If he drifts back underneath the post, then we're going to try to take our odds to the dig. And what you're going to see happen right here is what every quarterback wants to see. They want to see that safety take the dig. Get the play action. Hufanga is obviously flat-footed. He does not have his hips turned running this way. So you know right now, Puka is about to stick, and you got to let that ball fly and let him go win. And that's exactly what Stafford does. Hits his back foot, hitches, and rips that football out there in the rain, and Puka does a great job coming down with the catch. This right here is one of the biggest game-changing plays in my opinion. Even with a little bit of pressure on him, still puts that ball out there right on Puka's chest for a massive gain.